Hey, what up? It's Brad with Home Love Construction, and in this video I want to talk to you about statement lighting. How can you actually use your lighting to accent some piece of your house? This is something that when you get into design, so at Home Love Construction we do a lot of design of custom renovations and custom homes. And when you're designing something with the intention of how do I make this thing as awesome as possible, you get into little things like how can I use the lights to create more of an effect that I'm looking for. One of the simplest little things, like there are really two things that I'm going to talk to you about, and they're so simple you're going to be like, oh yeah, of course. But until you actually see them and plan them into the renovation, you might not even think to do them. And a lot of people don't, and when we suggest them and do them, they're like, oh my God, I'm so glad we did that. It was amazing. So before I get into that, if you are interested in doing a design for your custom home or custom renovation, go to homelove.construction/design and we can help you there. Now, on the custom lighting piece and making a statement with your lighting. So one highly effective thing, I'm looking over here at this wall that I have because I'm thinking of a picture on it. One thing that you can do that people don't often do is they can use what's called pin lighting to accent photography or art on the wall. I highly, highly recommend this. Even if you don't have photography yet, but you want to create, like let's say you have a long 20-foot hallway that's kind of wide, or say like a long living room or something like that, and you have places where there could be art later on. Even just adding the lighting so that there's the kind of round arches of light that get splashed up onto the wall, create an effect that makes the whole room look more grand, so to speak, and it makes it look like, oh wow, there's an effect there, like they're doing something with that light. And even if you only have art in the middle, but then you have two more, swaths of light to the left and right of it, and then obviously the light accented with some pin lighting. And pin lighting, by the way, I'm talking about the little lights that hang down a little bit, and actually you can direct them at something. You can create an effect of like, wow, that wall is not just a wall. That wall is now a little bit artsy. It's a little bit of like, oh, okay, that's cool. That looks really nice. And you can literally just Google pin lighting on a wall or accent lighting on a wall, and you can see examples of what I'm talking about. It's really simple. It's very easy. And if you're doing a renovation, it costs next to nothing. I mean, you're probably talking about $200 a light, including the light. It's just like bam, 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 bam. Most people just don't think to do it because they're not thinking with, okay, they're thinking about how can I fit the budget, which is fine. Obviously, everybody has a budget, but that's the most important thing versus we're spending the money. Is it worth it to spend an extra $600 on adding 3 lights to make this part of the house look freaking amazing versus not doing it, saving $600 and having it be like, okay, yeah, it's a wall, cool. I hung some art on it, nice. That's the different level of a custom renovation versus just, hey, I renovated it and it looks nice. So that's something that we specialize in at Home Love Construction in our design. Now the second thing, and this is a little bit more costly and a little bit more intensive as far as actually doing it. The pin light thing you could do without even doing a renovation to your home. You could literally just get up in your attic, string the wire, pull it off of an existing light, add it to a switch, and boom, you have your pin lighting. You don't even have to open anything up to do it if you have an attic above the space where you want to add those lights. This next thing is uplighting from a soffit. So what this means is you build a wall, and then you build a little thing that's hanging off of the wall that has a cove in it where you put lights that actually shine up onto the ceiling. That's uplighting, but it's uplighting out of a soffit is what we call that. I can't really explain why it's called that, but that's just what it's called in the industry. That type of uplighting where the lights are hidden, but you can see the light that they're creating going up the wall and onto the ceiling. That makes, even in a room where the ceilings aren't that high, it makes the ceiling seem a lot higher than it is. So it creates more of a lighted effect on the ceiling, and it also, weirdly, makes the room look deeper in width and length. It actually makes the whole room look a bit larger and a bit taller. And the thing about it is, it probably costs you maybe 8 inches of the actual space in the room all the way around, but it makes it feel like the room is an extra couple feet larger. So it's a funny thing where you give up a little bit of space in the room because obviously you have your walls in the room and then you have to build them out to make room for the lights up here, because you don't want to just have a soffit hanging out. Typically you have your wall and then you build a false wall, go up and then end it, and then you put your lights up there. So Doing that costs you a little bit of floor space, but it makes the room look way, 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 way better. And this is not an expensive thing either. I mean, those lights are relatively inexpensive. If you build the wall during the framing stage, you're gonna hang drywall on it anyways. It doesn't really cost you that much. These are these little things that you can do in design. You know, I've been making videos on this for 3, 4, 5 years now. And one thing that I've always said is always like the rule in renovating is if you're going to have the walls open, do all the adjustments you've wanted to do to that house since you've been in it right then. Do it all then, because if you don't, going backwards and undoing work that's already been done to do it, you just wind up never doing it, or you wind up paying an exorbitant amount comparatively when you combine it all together, when you could have done it all at once and paid a reasonable amount for it. It's just a simple principle of renovating that I really try to push people to is just do it all now, because it's going to be a lot less expensive than breaking it up. That's one thing that can be hard to conceptualize if you haven't actually done a renovation before, is why would it be more to do it in pieces? Well, it's because you're going to be doing a lot of double work. Like 50% of it is going to be duplicated work, which, you know, obviously is never that efficient. So if you're looking to design something amazing with your house and light, this is something that we're really good at. All of our designs come up with an electrical layout, which includes what's called we call it a reflected ceiling plan. It's what the ceiling looks like if you were looking up at it. So all of the light placement and the placement of the vents as well is a part of a thing that we think about. And if you're doing beams, we place those. This is all a part of our design process. So if you're interested in doing that, you can go to homelove.construction/design, and we can throw some elements into your design that make art with light. So again, homelove.construction/design is the URL for that. You can go there and get started on your design today. If you got some value out of this video, please hit the subscribe button below. It does help me out a lot personally, and it helps me to help you, because we reach more people, do more projects, then make more videos about those projects. I'll see you in the next vid. Thanks for watching. Peace.